Hey, what's going on? Coach Joe here, the CEO and head coach of Heartletics. And first and foremost, I just want to say thank you for just taking a few minutes to watch this video. This presentation that I'm going to go over with you is going to give you a step-by-step plan on how we help out our members at Heartletics and potentially how we can help you out as well. Whether you want to lose body fat, whether you want to get off your blood pressure, cholesterol medications, maybe even reversing your type 2 diabetes. Who knows? Maybe you just want to have more confidence. You want to like the way that you look when you step out of the shower and you see yourself in the mirror, or maybe take off your shirt and feel proud of the way that you look, when you're at the beach with your kids. Maybe you just want to have more energy to play with them as well. Regardless of your goals, today's presentation is going to give you a step-by-step plan on how to have success. And what we mean by having success at Heartletics is not just reaching your goals, but learning all the skills, the knowledge, the tools on how to reach your goals and maintain your goals long term. See, we don't believe in the fad diets or the one-size-fits-all cookie-cutter plans or solutions that's out there. No, we believe in educating and teaching our members how to properly eat and train specifically for their body type, their goals, and their overall lifestyle. So if let's say they have a busy schedule, or who knows, maybe they just travel a lot, it really doesn't matter. Our job is to work with their lifestyle, and that means their schedule, to once again teach them what are the proper habits to incorporate into their own lifestyle. If you think way back in the day when you had to first learn how to drive a car, you had a driving instructor sitting in your passenger seat, and they taught you how to maneuver and operate that vehicle. And then guess what? You showed up one day, you got your license, but there's no more driving instructor there anymore. Why? It's because they taught you all the skills. They taught you all the knowledge on how to drive that car. And that's exactly how we help out our members at Heartletics. We coach them and teach them all the right skills and most importantly, the proper knowledge on knowing what to do, how to do it, to best fit in with their lifestyle to help them create sustainable habits. That way they can learn how to have success at reaching their goals once and for all, but most importantly, long-term success. That way they don't have to worry about falling off the wagon. And our job isn't just to create the perfect plan that best fits in with their lifestyle, it's also to hold them accountable and making sure that they show up each and every day and stay on track when it comes to reaching their goals. And that is the number one reason as to why most guys out there fail to reaching their health and fitness goals. They have nobody in their corner supporting them, nobody encouraging them, and nobody holding them accountable. Think about it like this. What if you had to go out to war and it was just you all by yourself? And all you had was a small little pistol, and you had to face this big, huge army, but you had nobody else helping you. How successful would you really be? If you had to play a football game and there was no other teammates, no other coaches, it was just you against the opposing team, how would you ever win that game? One of my favorite Bible verses that goes hand in hand with accountability is Proverbs 27:17. Iron sharpens iron as one man sharpens another. So as we dive into this presentation, I want you to keep in mind who is supporting you, who is helping you, who is there for you every single step of the way to make sure that you have success at reaching your goals. I'm really excited for you to be watching this training, simply because for the past several years, we've helped out thousands of guys reaching their health and fitness goals. In fact, hundreds of these guys getting off their blood pressure, cholesterol medications, and even reversing their type 2 diabetes. But most importantly, these guys are learning how to have long-term success at reaching their goals. That way they don't fall off the wagon. Once again, it's kind of like driving your car. It's like once you learn how to do it, you have the skills that's going to last you for the rest of your life. So let's first take a look at knowledge. And what is the knowledge? Well, once again, it's learning how to properly eat and train for your body type. Okay, most guys out there, they don't know how to eat. They don't know how to train. They still think it's calories in versus calories out. They still think carbohydrates are the enemy. But at the end of the day, I want you to keep it simple and just think about it like this. If you never put gas into a car, eventually it's going to run on fumes and break down and be on the side of the road. You're never going to get to your end destination. I bet you anything. If somebody was in your corner, supporting you, holding you accountable, but most importantly, teaching you the knowledge of how to eat and train specifically for your body type, it's going to make the world of a difference. And once you have the knowledge of learning how to properly eat and train specifically for your body type, and you're able to apply that to your overall lifestyle where it's sustainable, it's very easy for it to become a habit. And once something is a habit, odds are you will never fall off the wagon. And that's exactly how we help out our members at Heartletics, by using this easy to follow 3-step formula. Acquisition is acquiring in the right knowledge. Application is how do we apply that knowledge to best fit in with our lifestyle. And then lastly, which is the glue that holds it all together, accountability. Because remember, if you don't have the right support, the right people in your corner encouraging you and helping you, and most importantly, holding you accountable to staying on track with your goals, it's very easy to fall off the wagon. It's very easy to go back to your old ways. The proof's in the pudding right here. For the past several years, as I mentioned, we've helped out thousands of guys reaching their health and fitness goals, hundreds of these guys getting off their medications, and we have a 92% success rate simply because, hey, we're there for them 24/7. We're there making the easiest plans to follow that best fits in with their lifestyle. That way, all they have to do is show up. Wouldn't that be beneficial for you? If you had the best plan in the world that was going to guarantee you success and all you had to do was show up, I bet you anything, you will have success. Take, for example, Mark. He's somebody that was never really active growing up and was never really into sports. And, he just had this realization with himself after looking in the mirror one day and saying, enough's enough. I have to learn how to make a change, but I don't know what to do or how to do it. He tried Slim Fast. He tried cutting out his carbs. He tried all these different fad diets that were out there, but everything left him feeling even more hopeless because any weight that he would lose, he would just end up regaining it right back. Until he decided to invest into our coaching program, and that's what led to his success at losing over 90 pounds because we were able to create a plan that worked specifically for his body type, his goals, and his lifestyle. That's also what worked for Bill as well. He was somebody that, hey, he did not want to go that route of taking all these different medications. He saw that his A1C levels were increasing. His doctors were almost forcing him to start taking diabetic medications. And he said, no, enough's enough. I'm going to seek professional help and I'm going to do this the right way. And I'm going to learn how to properly eat and train for my body type, my goals, my lifestyle. He stumbled across Heartletics and here he is today, down over 55 pounds. Take, for example, Santo. He's somebody that struggled for years reaching his health and fitness goals. He hated all these different diets that were out there because he tried them all. But at the end of the day, it was the same old song and dance. He would lose weight and then gain it right back. And he hated it because all these diets required him to either cut out his favorite foods or made him stop drinking alcohol, and it didn't work best for his lifestyle. He stumbled across Heartletics, and here he is today, losing over 50 pounds of body fat, but most importantly, he's able to consume alcohol. He's able to eat his sweets. He's able to have his pasta. And most importantly, he's able to be a leader for his family and guide them through, sustainable habits where they can follow through in his footsteps and they can also receive the benefits when it comes to him investing into his health. Take Brian, for example. He's somebody that had this very busy work schedule. It was this rotating swing shift, so it was very chaotic and hectic. And honestly, his health at the time just wasn't really a priority to him until one day he looked at himself in the mirror and said, I got to make a change. He saw himself struggling just to do simple things like walking up and down the stairs. He hated the fact of sucking in his gut just to put on his, socks and shoes on in the morning. And also, after a nasty doctor's report, he realized here that he needed to do something, but he just didn't know what, because everything else that he tried, like Weight Watchers, Slim Fast, South Beach Diet, Keto, it just left him feeling helpless, because every time he tried something, once again, he could easily lose the first 5, 10, 15 pounds, but then end up regaining the weight right back. He needed something that was going to work for him, but most importantly, for his lifestyle. He found our coaching program, and we were able to give him all the tools on how to lose the weight, but most importantly, keep it off for good. All of those guys that I just shared with you, they all struggled with certain roadblocks. And in fact, after coaching thousands of guys, we realize here that there are only 5 main roadblocks that stop somebody from having success at reaching their goals. So I want you to think, either which one is your roadblock or which ones are your roadblocks that stop you from having success. Once again, the first one is not knowing how to create sustainable habits. Guys just like to, either cut out their calories or cut out their favorite foods or, cut out their carbohydrates. But what's the point if you're just going to end up regaining the weight right back after falling off the wagon? The second is not knowing when and how to make adjustments. I know a lot of guys, they'll try something and they hit this plateau and they don't know what adjustments to make. They don't know what adjustments to make when it comes to their body type, when it comes to their training, when it comes to their nutrition, and they get so frustrated because they're trying everything under the sun, but yet they're at this plateau. They're at this standstill. And eventually, they just end up throwing in the towel, quitting, and going back to their old ways. Third is not having any guidance or accountability. Remember, having the right people in your corner to not only teach you, right, how to do things properly for your body type, but also being there to support you and hold you accountable is everything. The fourth is not having the right tools to destroy any self-limiting beliefs. I mean, if you're somebody that has, let's say, been struggling for 10, 15, 20 years, you're probably thinking to yourself like, I'm a lost cause. I'm never going to get in shape. I tried it all before. It doesn't work out for me. It's all genetics, etc. Guess what? These are self-limiting beliefs. And this is what's going to make you lack motivation. This is what's going to make you not feel, inspired to take action and not do anything about it. And it's sad because at the end of the day, to actually get in shape and learn how to reach your health and fitness goals is the easiest thing in the world. And lastly, not having any support or community. Remember what I said earlier? Proverbs 27:17. Iron sharpens iron as one man sharpens another. It's way better to go through anything in life with others. But most importantly, when you have the right group of guys that's there with you 24/7, helping you every single step of the way, it's a guarantee for success. So I want to know, what is stopping you? What are the roadblocks that we just went over that's stopping you from having success at reaching your goals? Once again, I know a lot of guys that try, a bunch of cardio. They try cutting out all their carbs, try cutting out, alcohol, try doing all these different things, but it just ends up, falling off the wagon, throwing in the towel, and just going back to their old ways eventually. So what is the roadblocks that's stopping you from having success? Because, not trying to brag or boast, but our members crush it, literally. And with having a 92% success rate and hundreds of these guys getting off their medications, it's so inspiring and encouraging because all they needed to learn was just a few small tweaks that made a world of a difference. That way they can learn these sustainable habits that work best for their lifestyle. Now you're probably wondering yourself, what's the cost? That is something that we get asked all the time at Heartletics. Hey, what's the cost? What's the cost? What's the cost? And I'm going to put the question back on you. What is the cost? What is your health costing you today? Is it costing you high blood pressure? Is it costing you high cholesterol? Is it costing you diabetes? I mean, honestly, if you look up any of the stats, guys that struggle with all these different medications, especially type 2 diabetes, which is so easy to reverse. I mean, honestly, when it comes to lowering someone's A1C levels, it's the easiest thing in the world. But putting that aside, if you look up all these stats, guys that struggle with all these medications, their life expectancy is anywhere from 5 to 15 years shorter. And that's scary. Not just for that individual, but most importantly for their families. Because now they're a liability. They're not an asset. Their family's probably worried about them as well. Let's continue on the list, right? What's your health costing you? Well, let's see. Low confidence. Maybe especially if you don't like the way that you look, right? You don't feel the best, right? You're the guy that's, in the pool with your shirt on, or hey, you're too scared to take it off, or who knows, right? Maybe it's costing you low sex drive. With high body fat percentage, right? You're going to have low levels of testosterone. And now you're not even pleasing your spouse. How about this one? With your kids following in your bad habits. I'm sure you heard the phrase, monkey see, monkey do. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Well, hey, if you're the type that when you come home from work, you're too tired to be active and do anything, so you just sit on the couch and watch TV, well, guess what? Don't be mad or upset with anybody but yourself when your kids are following through in those bad habits. And next thing you know, their health is deteriorating as well because you're not leading by example. So instead of asking what's the cost, the better question should be asking what's the payoff? So what's the payoff when it comes to investing into yourself and really trying to become the best version of yourself mentally and physically, where you're focusing on filling up your cup, that way you can be an asset and start pouring more out into others. Well, here's just a few, and there's thousands of benefits, but take a look at these. You're going to have more energy. You're going to have a higher sex drive. Obviously, I mentioned several times about getting off your medications. Way more confidence. Maybe that's fitting into your old favorite clothes that you keep tucked away in the back of the closet. You're going to feel happier, and very proud of yourself. I mean, if let's say you're, coming out of the shower and you're looking at yourself in the mirror, I mean, you're actually going to take a moment and actually just admire yourself and say, I'm proud of you. You've been through this. You've done it. You've reached your goals once and for all. And you can feel so much happier and more positive. And obviously, your kids are going to follow through in your footsteps. They're going to be more inspired, right? They're going to be more active. with you as well, because you're leading by example. And all of this adds to just a longer life expectancy. And that's amazing. Today could either be day one or just another one day. Hopefully for you, especially if you're an action taker, today is day one, because you got to see all the benefits when it comes to investing into yourself and really filling up your cup. That way you can make sure that you're an asset and you're pouring more out to others. But most importantly, you realize here that you're worth it and your health deserves it. So if you are ready to take action, all I want you to do is send me over a text message to 216-777-8503 and just say, I'm ready. Once again, if you're an action taker and you realize that today is the day that you want to make this commitment to yourself, to becoming the best version of yourself, not just physically, but most importantly, mentally as well, and learn how to have success at reaching your health and fitness goals once and for all, send me over a text message to 216-777-8503 and just say, I'm ready.